everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Andrea. Today I have my October update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows Project Pan, which was created by Alexy, and I will have all of her information down below. And, you know, she started out doing the project this year again, and then, you know, life happened and she stopped updating. I'm not sure if she's picked back up updating that project again, but I know she's back doing the Roulette Pan collab. So I'll have her channel and her playlist for this year linked down below. And if there's new videos on it, that's great. If there's not, I think she still has all her old playlists up for this project as well. But even without that, there are like hundreds and hundreds of videos that you can binge watch if you so desire. So with that, I'm gonna get started. I have to admit, I've been thinking about how I want to approach this project coming into the next year. I'm just feeling like I'm not rotating through my collection as much as I would really like to. So I'm still kind of formulating how I want to rework this for 2022. But that being said, so this is October. I will update this again in November. Maybe by November I'll have a better idea of if I want to make that my finale, or I'll make a finale in the end of December and then give myself like a month's break and restart it with some like new rules at the end of January 2022. I haven't figured out the best way to do it yet, but just so you know that I still do love this project and I still want to continue it. I just need to find a better way to continue it for me and the way that I pan. So with that being said, we'll get into my update, which I have one bonus pan, so I'll show that really quickly. My one bonus pan for the month, again, comes from my Lorac Mega Pro 4, because this is my Pan That palette. And I hit pan, I don't know, there you can see it. I hit pan in that shade Mocha. So what am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm at 13 pans in this palette for the year, which is not too shabby. That actually makes up about half of the total pans that I've hit this year. So now I'll get into my actual update. I usually like to go by number of uses, so I'll just start first with, most of them are 3 uses. I mentioned this in like 5 bajillion videos already, but October was a very bad skin month for me. Like, I had reaction on top of reaction on top of reaction to new products in my skincare. So I wore makeup probably less than half of the month, which is really unusual for me. So I don't have a lot of uses on all this stuff because I was not able to wear makeup for a majority of October. So that's why the uses on most of this stuff is, if I hadn't had those issues, at least 2 of these shades would be rolling out because of usage goals hit, but it is what it is. So first, with 3 uses, is not that one, this one from Copacetic Cosmetics. It is the shade Serotonin. I only used this 3 times this past month. This shadow has been in for 4 months and I've only used it 13 times out of my 30 uses. And I know it's not like part of my rules or whatever, but I'm gonna roll it out. I'm not using it, and it's a beautiful shade and I really do like it. I just, for whatever reason, it's just not something that I'm gravitating towards right now. So that's where, I mean, look at how beautiful. It's one of those brown red like shadows with the kind of like blue duochrome flip, and it's gorgeous. I'm not using it, so I'm gonna roll that one out. The rest of them I am gonna keep in because at least 2 of them I will be rolling out next month. Heaven willing, whatever deity you pray to willing with usage goals, because I am starting to wear makeup daily again. So the next shade that I've used 3 times comes from my Juvia's Place, the Berries, and I'm working on this hot pink. It's like one of those, what ColourPop I guess would call a sequin shade, but you don't see the glitter at all on your eye. I used this 3 more times, so I've used this a total of 12 times. Like, you can barely see, it doesn't even look like it's been used. So I do have this one on my eye today. So there's a swatch of that one. It's really pretty. It does stain. I don't really care about that because it doesn't cause any reactions. It just stains a little bit for the next day that you wear it, but it's fine. I like it. So that one's staying in. And then this one, so this is part of the problem. I keep forgetting that this is in my project because I need to have a better system for the single eyeshadows I have spread across all my various projects, because this is Zero from Pretties for Your Face, and I've only used it 3 times, and it's a pretty, I have this in my inner corner and my brow bone today. It's a pretty soft, kind of flaky formula, so if I could remember that it's in the project, it would probably have pan in it, but it's an iridescent, or not iridescent, translucent base, and it's like a bluey purple shifting shadow, and it's really pretty, and I would always forget that it's actually in this project. So I'm going to make an effort to use it more this coming month because it is pretty and I want to get more use on it. Then the next shadow, this is the first of the 2 that if I had been able to regularly wear my makeup, it would be out, but it comes from my Glaminatrix U Beauty palette, and I had rolled in the shade Chalkers, and because this is a limited edition palette and it was a lot to get it, and it's special, and it's a recent purchase. I didn't want to actually hit pan, so I did a 15 use goal for this, and I've only used it 4 times in the past month for a total of 9 times. So I need 6 more uses and I will get to roll it out, which I think will happen next month. This is what's on like the inner portion of my lid today. And then finally, the shadow, another shadow that I definitely would have been able to roll out if I had been able to wear makeup, comes from my Juvia's Place, the Festival palette, and it is this shade right here, Oro. I had 16 uses on it. I was able to use it 7 more times this past month for a total of 23, and there's the faintest of the little baby dips, but I mean, this is a Juvia's Place matte, and they're not really that deep, but the mattes are pigmented and you don't need a lot when you use it. So even with 23 uses, it barely looks touched. So that is what that is looking like. So before I roll in a new shadow to replace that Copacetic Cosmetics single, I'll go through my numbers just a little bit, and these are not even totally accurate because I do not have my new Terra Moons shadows or my new Beauty Bay Wilderness palette on my list, so this number is going to go down. I think it was Leah who, and she was talking about pan percentage in her video and how she doesn't want to strictly go by the numbers, because obviously when you bring shadows in, your number will go down, but if you finish a shadow, it's gonna affect your number, ironically, negatively, because you're taking a pan out of your collection, and if you declutter things, it's gonna make your percentage go up. And so I know I said I wanted to hit 5% by the end of the year, and at the beginning of the year, that was a very realistic goal for me, but that is not realistic anymore. I started the month at 3.85%, and I'm ending the month at 3.85%. So even though I did add in, I think I had the Nomad palette from Juvia's Place, I added into my list, but with the one pan hit, that didn't change the percentage. But obviously when I add in those are like 30 new shadows, that is going to affect my pan percentage. And as much as it would feel good to hit that 5%, it's just, I don't want to stress myself out over it. If I hit it, I hit it. I will eventually have 5% pan, and then I can start working toward 10%. But for right now, as long as I'm hitting pans, I'm not going to try to focus so much on the percentage, because I think it's just going to drive me nuts. So with that being said, I do have a total of 52 pans in my collection, which isn't, I mean, yes, my collection is quite large, but 52 pans is still a decent number. And as I don't know if I mentioned the actual number, but as I said, the pans that I hit in my Lorac Mega Pro 4 were like half of the pans that I've hit this year. I've hit 27 pans this year, which is definitely, if you go by the 52 pans that I have, is more than half of the pans that I have total. And I've been panning for 3 years. So every year I'm hitting more pans. So that I'm making progress in my panning journey, and that is all that I can ask for. So I'm going to randomize a new number. I have 1,355 potential shadows to choose from. Again, I don't separate out things that I'm working on because it's just going to be too much. So if I get something that I'm already working on, I will just re-roll. But let's get this new number and see what we are going to be working on for the coming month. Okay, I got number 639. Okay, 639 is the shade Lava from my Frida Kahlo and Ulta Beauty palette, which I worked on earlier this year on the shade Agave, and I did end up hitting pan on that one. So I will grab that really quick and make sure it's not competing with anything else, but I don't think it'll be a problem, and then that'll be the update. So this is like besides the cream, this is the most boring shade that I could have picked, or could have chosen for me, but this is the shade Lava right here, just a mid-tone matte brown. So well, that's actually darker than I expected. I don't know, that's probably too light for my brows, but I'm super not excited about that color, but this is an older palette. I'm not actually 2019, so this is like 2 years old. It's an older palette. It needs more love. It's fine. It's fine. A bit anticlimactic, but it's fine. So this is my new color story. I am really, really hoping that at least Oro and Chalkers will be rolled out by next month, just to get a little something different in here, and we shall see. Like I said, I'm really struggling with how I want to set up this project next year. If you have any good ideas, just let me know, because I need all the help I can get, obviously. But that is my update for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're staying safe and sane and healthy, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.